Welcome to Fantasy Football 2023. I'm your host, Johnny Gray, joined by...
Honolulu Blue Balls, and we're back.
We're back.
And, we're back, less one fool.
One fool. I can't think of any better way than to take a glistening shot of Malort to start this off.
Well, all right. Don't mind if I do.
Just smell the
Cheers.
botanicals.
Cheers, brother. Good to be back.
Hell yeah.
Botanical.
Just tastes so good.
Hey, Matt.
Your lips.
Matt, it's I know you'll probably listen to this, and I have to say this is gonna be probably the best podcast in existence because you're not here. So Johnny and I are gonna have way too much fun without you tonight.
Zero ripping on you. So
speaking of which, did you find a little box yet, or a dog kennel? I mean, what are we?
Little cage in the corner.
Matt said he couldn't join us tonight because he had to hold the baby all night. So that's why he can't make tonight's podcast.
And I came in with a brilliant idea of like an open box. You throw some blankets in there.
Yeah,
put it in the corner.
Little homeschool knowledge drop on your ass, Matt.
Exactly. Boom. Either way.
Well, we're back to football.
I've been waiting.
What a shit show of a fucking first week it was.
You probably were celebrating real hard Thursday night. I imagine Friday morning was rough.
Yeah. I mean, it was a roller coaster of emotions for me. I mean, just the Lions in general. Holy shit. I was not expecting a W out of that game, and they somehow found a way to pull it off. And I mean, they gave Mahomes over 7 minutes of that game to come back. And I did not know that Kadarius Toney joined the Detroit Lions, but he did. He's one of our players. Apparently he dropped so many passes, and that was a disaster for him. But
the memes were amazing.
He's got cinder block hands. And
speaking of
good time.
Speaking of amazing,
Lions are looking good. The Bears.
Yeah, my emotions were not riding so high at a 3 o'clock game on Sunday. But speaking of memes,
the memes of the new owners.
Yeah,
Jordan Love's. They got like the team contract, and Jordan Love's now the newest transferred owner from Aaron Rodgers. I was laughing so hard at all the memes.
Tears of pain. Laughter and pain. But yeah. Speaking of laughter and pain, Clay versus Brendan.
Parsons of interest versus Don't Bully Me, I'll Come. Still one of the funniest, stupidest names.
With your first W, projected at 101 points, got 88. Still enough to take down Clay, which you got to think, being Clay, coming into Monday night, which I'm sure everybody in fantasy football around the world had this conversation. Yeah, you got to think going into Monday night, you're down a couple of points, no big deal. Aaron Rodgers will carry me out of this.
Because if you listen to anybody, they're all playoff bound. Rodgers is gonna sling it. He's got Garrett Wilson. He's got all this good help. Finally, he's got a good O-line. That same O-line that let people through, and tore his Achilles. So.
Yep.
But you're right. If you're Clay coming into this being down, was it 13 points or something? You easily think that's in the wheelhouse of Rodgers to come out and get that done.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, and I don't think he had anybody on Thursday night, did he? I'm just kind of looking through. It doesn't tell me the damn day, but no, I don't see any Buffalo players. Oh, he had Gabe Davis. So Brendan had Gabe Davis, which got 4.2 points, so he was down even less.
Yeah, but so also he had Clay had Stephon Diggs too, though, who did put up 22 points. So I guess he didn't go into that game thinking it was completely. But yeah, Yeah, probably
True.
was
I guess
good.
I should have
Yeah.
looked further. See, this is the rust we got to kick off here, Johnny. We got
Right.
to do better at looking.
Get rid of this
down the line
rust.
here. Pretty
Speaking
much,
of
it could have been anybody's game.
speaking of coming, Deshaun Watson made the fucking Cincinnati Bengals look like absolute shit.
Dude,
that was a
that game was-
rain fest.
That was a hard game to watch. I mean, I was trying to watch it on Red Zone and everything, and I'm thinking for sure that Cincinnati's just gonna just destroy Cleveland in this game.
Mhm.
I mean, Burrow he never got a rhythm in that
No.
entire game. I mean, T. Higgins, he goose egged.
Yeah.
I mean, a straight up goose egg for
Yeah.
Clay. I mean,
That-
Jamar Chase didn't do any better, really. I mean, he didn't do that. There was no touchdowns from Cincinnati at all.
Where
And
was
Deshaun
Burrow?
Watson had I mean, arguably a good fantasy game. I mean, 22 points out of quarterbacks. Anytime you get that, it's good.
Yeah.
So
Fucking
But,
Burrow
look at-
not throwing shit. It was insane.
nope. That one really, that Burrow one. When we get to my matchup, is what really, between that and Kelsey, just fucking murdered
Yeah.
me. Burrow. I'm just hoping Burrow just a lot of these starters. This is why Week 1 is so hard, and every year I go through this. You don't want to overreact too much, like some people like Jennifer who fire sailed her whole team this morning. but you try to just understand that a lot of these guys didn't play in preseason.
Mhm.
And right now a lot of these starting QBs, they didn't take maybe 1 or 2 snaps all preseason.
Right.
So which that would be another one. It's just one of those reasons why you got to give it a couple weeks on your team, dial it in, and start making moves. That's my opinion. But I mean, Clay did have some positive out of Pollard, which we all
ETN.
knew he was going to turn into the next good running back there in Dallas, because he's been kind of carrying the team the last couple of years, really.
Yeah, really.
Even with
honestly.
Zeke there, and ETN, another good amount of points, way over estimate. I mean, 18 points out of the 12 projected. Dallas Goedert with another goose egg. So Clay's sitting there with multiple goose eggs on his team.
Dude.
Um,
And again, someone
really,
you wouldn't expect to have a goose egg. You would
Yeah.
expect at minimum 5 points. At minimum from Goddard.
Yep, for sure. And to me, looking at Clay's team, he does on paper from a draft look like a good team right there. But only
Mhm.
3 people showed up for his whole team.
Yep.
The rest, and the 3 people that did show up, way overproduced for points.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's great. Obviously, on the other hand, on Brendan's team here, he only really had 2 people way overproduce.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion, Watson is overproducing,
Right.
but maybe not. Maybe
Maybe
he's
not.
trending upward. I've yet to see him really be a top tier quarterback since his whole suspension and all the above. But Aaron Jones, that one,
fucking
like,
Chicago.
now he's
if you got a
against
running
Chicago,
back
who
going against
sucks.
Chicago, start him.
Yeah,
Just
for
gonna
sure.
say that.
Yep. Well, either way, I think Aaron Jones, if you click on his questionable, I think he did something during that game too. So that's something to watch for Brendan, because hamstring, yeah, jeez,
Hamstring.
yeah. So hamstrings,
Injuries out the
hamstring and
gate.
like the high ankle injuries, they always seem to just linger all
Yeah.
season. So
Oh, he's got Cousins as a backup. That's pretty good.
yeah, yeah, that's for me, I would have started Cousins,
Right.
but
yeah.
yeah,
Congratulations.
not a bad,
Brendan.
good job, Brendan. Good W.
Yeah. Good thing Matt's not here.
Moving
Just
on.
like the loser he is.
What a fucking
Getting
loser.
taken out
You
by the
loser.
Lynn monster.
God,
monster.
Matt, you're pathetic. Just go throw yourself in front of a bus.
Again, with the craziness of week 1, let's talk about the fact that Trevor Lawrence outscores Josh Allen.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
The
I think
fuck?
Allen threw 5 picks in that game. That was, that reminds me of Allen's like first year in
Yeah.
the NFL. Like he was a turnover monster. He just always was throwing to the other team. Then he cleaned his shit up, and now I don't know. Again, he probably didn't take a single snap during preseason. I don't even know. But I think these guys are just working the dust off. But I think over on Lindley's team, man, I think she's actually got a pretty solid balanced team. I mean, just
Balanced
having
team
St.
with 2 Detroit Lions.
Shit, if she had 3, if she threw Montgomery in there, she'd still have a balanced team. Gibbs, I think they were holding Gibbs back in this first game.
Yeah.
That dude is a damn rocket ship, man. He is so fast. He's like Kamara. I mean, he really is just an amazing fast pass catching back. And I think that they're trying to get him used to being an NFL level running back before they're just going to set him free. And I think that's going to end up being one of the top running backs this year. I mean, you heard it here first.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
It'll be
But
wrong.
on the other side, Matt has one of those other good rookie running backs, Bijan Robinson. So I think he's going to finish one of the top running backs this year too. So, but they let him eat that game. So
the scary part is with fucking McCaffrey, right? McCaffrey,
Yeah, well, he's got
you're
2.
like worried. You're worried about how he could do, but he looked pretty good. But it was Pittsburgh, so you're kind of like balancing this whole like act. But fucking McCaffrey looked good, and I didn't want to touch McCaffrey. I don't trust the man, and a lot of people went out and grabbed him up, which rightfully so.
Yep.
He's a top tier running back, 100%. But you're always
Are you
worried.
just worried about his injury?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm always worried about. Matt had a goose egg
and especially
here. Why did he play 2? No. Okay, never mind. It's me being dumb.
Yeah, back on. I guess we'll just run down Lindley's side quick and hop on over. But Lindley's got Chubb, which again every week is going to put up his projected. That's he's their cornerstone. Cam Akers, I mean Lindley's got some bright spots in my opinion, but I think Deontay Johnson is not likely to come back now.
What
I think
did you
he
do
fucked
wrong?
himself up. He hurt himself.
No, I'm talking about you. You're like, Lindley's got some bright spots. She's amazing. She's awesome. There's flowers in the other room for you, babe. Did you buy a new fucking Bronco?
Well, hold on. No, you gotta build them up to break them down, Johnny. That's what's. I was about to get into her weak spots. between Waller, Cam Akers, and Deontay Johnson, I think she's gonna be hurting there in those spots. But she does have some good bright spots on her team. Now, Matt, if I look at his team, coming into this game, I was like, Matt may have one of the best teams in our league, just looking at it from a high level. Between Allen, Metcalf, London was supposed to be incredible this year. McCaffrey, again, was number 1 overall. And then Robinson, again, Freiermuth is trending very much upward. And then Dobbins. He was going to be great for Baltimore this year. But he's going to be done now because he's on IR.
Surgery Friday.
So, yeah.
Not good.
So
Sorry,
now I
Matt.
can start to
Too
happily
bad,
say
so
Matt
sad.
is going to start to fall, and I'm going to love it.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. But let's look at their benches real quick.
Oh.
Okay, so
I'll say
there's
yours.
AJ Dillon. So with Brendan having Aaron Jones possibly being hurt, that's going to be a good spot for Lindley. She better be hoping for Aaron Jones to go out, because then it's an AJ Dillon show.
Yeah.
Pickens, I've always wanted that guy to do well. He's got all the talent. I just don't think they have. They still got a quarterback there. So fucking New York Giants, Daniel Jones. Why would you even put him on your team? I'd fucking throw that chump right in the trash. And then Tyler Algier, dude, 22 points. That's a fucking big game. But
we just saw over here too, like Bijan. So like,
Yep.
But
he had more points than Robinson did, and that's because I think all the passes that he caught. He had 19 I don't know how many total he caught, but he had 2 touchdowns as well. Here's the thing: Atlanta's going to run the fucking ball. That's their offense. So I think Algier and Robinson are a good stack, good bunch of players there.
Yeah.
But either way,
Got the dub.
I'm grateful Matt lost. He's one step closer to earning the Rust Trophy once again.
Oof. Fucking Dave.
Buzzsaw. Fucking Dave. So we got
this
Dave,
is the big game
Dave versus
of the week.
Justin.
And here's something I also am struggling to wrap my mind around. Dak Prescott has there is a 40 points you put on the board physically, and you get none of the fucking touchdowns.
You get 6 points with no touchdowns.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't even know how that happens.
On the other side,
I honestly don't.
You have Dave who has Justin Fields, who has a fucking shit game.
Yeah,
and
somehow Justin Fields
he gets
had more,
18 points.
He had more passing yards.
Yeah.
he had 216 passing yards to Dak Prescott's 143 on a 40-0 game versus 20-38. What the fuck world are we living in?
The injustice that's happening is so fucked up. Well, then you see, and this has got to be like a dagger in the back of Justin, because he has Hill over here just fucking, oh, you want me to go into the end zone? Cool. Oh, you want me to fucking have, 215 yards receiving? I got that.
Jeez, yeah. Tyreek, man, he just went the fuck off.
Fucking points.
That was it.
Wow.
45. But, I mean, even still, you look across right to Justin.
Jefferson.
Jefferson had a fucking great game,
Mr.
too.
Number 1
yards
overall.
Yeah, 22 points for him. They were pretty evenly matched. Keep going down the list. Garrett Wilson over on Dave and Waddle, they were within a point or two of each other. It's just, they had a pretty good.
It was a slug out match. It was the top match of the week, 100%. Ayuk going off, fucking.
Yeah, that was. But I mean, how many of these players? All right, let's look. So Johnny, you got Calvin Ridley over on Dave, 20 points. You got Pittman over on for Indy, getting 20 points. You got Sanders getting another 10. You got Brian Robinson over in Washington for Justin. So how many of these players, Ayuk, Stevenson, how many of these players do you think are going to remain at the high level that they all scored this week? Because
I think Ayuk won't be like high, but I definitely think he'll be performing over what his projected is. I would say Jefferson is going to be your up and down player. I think Jefferson's going to have a couple of those games that is going to be like, hey, I'll throw up 8 points this week. And then he'll have another 22 to 25, maybe even a 30-point game, like when they go to play the Bears. So you get 2 of those this year.
Yeah. I actually think over on Justin's team, Isaiah Pacheco, the running back for Kansas City, I actually think seems to be a pretty talented running back overall. And I will tell you this seems, maybe it's a little bit early, obviously, with the Detroit Lions, but that front line for the Detroit Lions defense was fucking stopping everything except for when Mahomes would run the ball. So if you got a running back against Detroit, it seems like their front D line is closing the holes. So I don't know, but I don't know. I think both of those teams right here have.
Oh, there's a lot of
dangerous players.
Explosive.
I mean, Justin
potential.
Fields is Dave's worst player.
And then let's talk about notice this earlier too. Dave's entire
Purdy
fucking
too?
bench, his entire fucking bench is suspended or got some sort of injury issue. But yeah. And he's got, Taylor and Kamara also sitting there.
He has no ability to pivot from a player right now because his entire bench is fucked. Like,
well, I mean, he's got an empty slot, but still, at the same point in time,
that's an IR spot.
Oh, it's an IR spot,
which he could put. Well, I don't remember if you
put
can put
suspended in there.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Either way,
I don't remember.
When these start coming back, I'm also a little worried. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit, you get to drop in Jonathan Taylor. Dave might be a fucking contender this year, which is
Dave's
always a shitty thing for a guy who's only showed up to one goddamn draft.
Son of a bitch. Brock Purdy over
Classic.
there on his bench. I mean, again, this is me just standing out looking in, but he has been a surprisingly good quarterback in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I mean, he obviously is outscoring Fields here,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I don't know if he's even going to ever start him, but that's a good backup plan to Fields.
Yeah. I mean, as a Bears fan, I'm hoping Fields is going to get better because I'm hoping that your rushing touchdowns is going to start showing up for Fields. That's, of course, they can drive the ball downfield. But is that
sustainable for him?
Oh, no.
Before an injury.
But this year, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, in the short term, it can happen.
Well, it all just depends, though. If Jordan Love, decides that he wants to allow that to happen out of Fields, being he's the team's owner now.
I love how I also love how, because I've also been in this euphoria of that first win of the year, thinking it's going to be great, and then I actually sent this to Matt. I was like, you know what? I do hope the Bears gave them their one win this year.
It's funny. It just reminds me of like fantasy football season is literally that scene in Tommy Boy where he's got the card. He's like, and then wham, wham, oh, your whole family's dead. This is what that. Speaking of car crashes.
Wait, real quick. Congratulations, Dave. I said that through gritted teeth on your fucking win. You fucking lucky asshole.
You fucking never show up to the draft except once in 10 year whatever, fucking whoever you are.
We love you so much. I have the weirdest erection right now. Speaking of erections, Cowboy
Jesus,
and Jed.
Yeah, our matchup here. Jennifer and I had what you would call a disaster battle.
I love the fact that your QBs are roughly on par for what tight end should be ranked up at.
I know. Joe Burrow put up 3.18 for me. Lamar Jackson 7.56 for her. I mean, that is disgusting numbers for your starting quarterbacks. I mean, Justin Fields had 18. Fucking Deshaun Watson had 20. And here I have, what I thought was like a top 3 or 4 quarterback who puts up 3 points. I might as well not even played. I mean, my tight end, Noah Gray, the fucking backup who never even caught a pass for Kansas City, got 4.6 points because Kelsey went out. He beat Joe Burrow in an entire game. What the fuck? I don't know. There was a couple decent. Yeah. I mean, we really, both of us just, we had no players that really hit. I mean, okay. Olave for me was by far my best player at 16 points. And obviously right behind that is Derrick Henry at 13 points. But again, I had nothing else stand out except my bench.
Yeah.
Other than that, but
my boy Derrick Henry, I was watching some of that game with Derrick Henry. Woof factor in Tennessee right now.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it was a close game.
Tannehill couldn't get anything going.
Tannehill looked terrible from what I was watching.
It was awful. But they're also, I mean, the professionals out there are also saying that New Orleans defense is pretty stingy this year. So
yeah.
I mean, I will take it as it comes. It's week 1. We'll see how it continues, but I cannot afford to have Henry give me 12.9 points every week.
Well, if he does it again, if you're interested in Mahomes,
Oh, is that trade still on the table? Because right now, Burrow's getting me Burrow's not getting me 3 points. I'm willing to make that trade.
D-Hop coming back at least gave her fucking 10 points, which is better than your fucking Derrick Henry, which you would have thought would have been the complete opposite side. But
and I mean, you look at, her whole team in general, her real weak spot, just like mine, was quarterback, and my second one was my tight end. So was hers, and then also our last flex spots sucked. So we both, I think we both struck out in the same places on our. We had about as close of a week 1 matchup as you can get right there. 2-point difference. Yeah. I mean, on the nose, 2 points. And I have nothing. I'm not proud of my team at all right now. As a matter of fact, I'm quite disgusted, and I don't blame her for wanting to go fire sale like she did on her team, for her whole bench. But I need to just give it a week or two. I need to settle
Right.
down emotionally. I need to lock in here.
Week one,
And-
week
Yeah.
2 is kind of a shit. Like week 1's the most shit show, and then week 2 it gets a little more controllable. Then week 3, you hope it all comes
Mhm.
out. Well, hey, your bench did pretty good.
Yeah, my bench did great. My bench did fucking great.
bench-
I
her
mean,
bench
my
didn't do too bad
my
either.
Bench scored. My bench without Kelsey even there. My bench scored 58.5 points. That is as much as my team scored with a quarterback in there. I don't even have a quarterback on my bench. It's so pathetic. Ugh.
Amazing.
My bench did great. I think there's a lot of good spots, like Zay Flowers on my team. Mostert, Evans even is looking
Evans,
real
yeah.
good playing the other day,
Yeah.
which a lot of people had him down in the dumps.
Well, because of Baker Mayfield being the one throwing
Yeah.
to him, right?
But Baker did good too.
Baker did good too.
Baker did good.
Fucking Browns
But
quarterbacks.
I think she dropped P. Ryan. No, I don't know if she dropped Gainwell. She dropped 3 players though. I just don't remember who. I'll have to take a. If you want to talk about anything, I'll look it up real quick.
I don't really want to talk about much except.
You're happy to be with me again?
I'm happy to be back, dude. It feels so good. Like, I don't know.
It's a part of my life that's missing.
People hate the cold weather and like stuff like this, but I just want to throw on a hoodie, sweatpants, grab a Busch Light at noon on a Sunday.
Noon? Why wait that long?
Well, I mean, you know what I mean? Like on noon on a Sunday, click on, and it's fucking, and we're back, people. Kickoff starts now. But
Yep. So she got rid of Christian Kirk, Geno Smith, and P. Ryan.
right.
So
Oh,
she
sure.
dropped those 3 players.
Yeah.
Which is that's a lot of movement out of week 1. I mean,
yeah.
that's, but either way,
In the chaos.
Jen, it was a I would like to say suck it nerd because you beat me at the end of last year and I beat you at the beginning of this year. I don't care if I beat you with a 62-point game or whatever the fuck, 64.
Well, congratulations, Cowboy, on your win.
Woohoo!
We want to talk about the closer game this week.
Yeah, this was
This is a
real
shit
fucking
show.
nail biter. You know what's so funny to me is I didn't even look through your total scores here, but it always seems like when there's a really close game like this, Mike is always on the receiving end of losing. It always seems like he gets fucked in one way or another. It seems like he's like so close all the time, and he just gets the loss.
Well, going back to at least the whole QB situation, I obviously drafted Mahomes. I took Mahomes way early, but I'm like, I'm taking that. And I took another quarterback too. Fuck him. But I expected a little bit more out of Patty. Could have helped me out a bit more. And he underperformed. But then I feel like
barely, Johnny, won by 1 point.
Yeah. Just enough to get me the fucking win. Then we come down. Herbert, fucking, he had himself a little bit of a game there. Okay.
Yep. Good game overall.
Mike has Devontae Adams.
Again, he was 0.32 points or 0.30 points away from his projected, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, both were tracking all right. Now you've got me on the other side who starts to lock it. I was like, well, maybe Seattle's got a little bit of revival here. They did not.
Nothing.
So moving forward, we go over the other side. Devontae Adams in his new home in Las Vegas does all right, a little bit under projected, no big deal. Fucking Jamar Chase.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Right?
That's all I gotta say about that.
What the fuck?
Fucking, now, the only thing I will say, it was raining like a motherfucker there. I did watch a little bit of that game too. It was an absolute downpour. But
okay, but why was Deshaun Watson able to throw the ball for touchdowns
right
to his receivers, but Joe Burrow wasn't?
Nope. Yeah, whatever.
So there's no excuse. If neither quarterbacks were able to really get the ball off and none of the receivers were catching, I would fight that was the reason. I would agree with you that the rain was the reason. But Deshaun was throwing to his receivers. They were scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
So this was clearly just
fucking.
Let's look at it the way it was. It was probably Joe Burrow's fault. I mean,
it's weird, and especially after seeing what Burrow had done last year, it's fucked up. But yeah, either way, Mike has Debo having a not great game for how many points were actually being dealt out to all of the rest of San Francisco.
Ayuk fucking vultured everything in that game.
Yeah, pretty much.
He really did. Eckler, man, I think he's questionable. I love that guy so much. He's one of my favorite running backs in the NFL, and he went hard in that game. And unfortunately, I think he fucked his leg up or something. I think he pulled a hamstring. So now there's some question whether he's going to be usable. But by far, that is his stud on his team right now is Eckler. And to lose him week one, I mean, I lost Kelsey, my number one pick, first week.
Yep.
There was a lot of number ones that sucked this week or were hurt.
Yeah.
And fucking fantasy football, man.
Fucking fantasy football, dude.
I'll drink to that. Cheers.
Cheers. Breece Hall got me some points, thank God, with, Aaron Rodgers going down.
I watched a lot of that game. He didn't actually have a lot. I don't remember if you click on his stats, Johnny, but I don't think he had a shit ton of carries, but he had a couple big plays.
30 receptions.
No. He did not have 30 receptions. He'd have 1 million points.
No. Sorry, he had 127 rushing with 20 receptions. Targeted twice.
Right targets twice. Yeah. So he only had 2 receptions. So, but he had a couple massive chunk plays where he scored, he had a 60 or 70 yard fucking run where he almost got a touchdown.
Should I drop him?
Yeah, you should drop him. Don't click that. But I don't. Yeah, again, he also hurt himself. He had a little bit of a knee injury in that game. So,
going
Johnny,
down the rest of
Madison, we're gonna be talking about him all week or all month, all year because I think he's
got a
the
shot
dude
to be
there.
really good. I think he's got a chance. Basically, because Cousins is eventually going to get tired, that gold chain around his neck is going to be dragging him to the fucking ground, and he's like, I can't throw the ball anymore. I'm just going to run back here and hand it to you.
Yep. And I'll say this too on your team is they are using David Montgomery like a workhorse back. Dude. I mean, he had 24 carries in that game. He's not getting any passes. No. He is just
you don't throw it.
He's going to be the goal line running back.
He's your ground and pound, dude. He's a fucking Chicago Bear running back. What do? We're going to send you through the 1-3 gap. And die.
But the Lions O-line is good. Pretty stout.
Which is a fantastic pickup for me.
Yeah, but on Mike's team though, there's not a whole lot else other than Eckler and pretty much Los Angeles Chargers. Oh God, Tua was on his bench. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
So 466 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 2 fumbles.
Now I haven't actually looked. The AFC East is a very tempting, fun place to play right now, right? So maybe you start looking at starting Tua. Maybe.
All right. I'm for sure looking at starting Tua. Just looking at how well him and Tyreek connected.
I know.
And just in general,
I know.
Man, I don't know. I think there's a good as long as Tua doesn't get knocked out.
If Mike starts Tua, Justin will cry. Because it's gonna kill Tua. Sorry, Mike. I love you. I miss you, buddy.
Oh yeah. I just think I don't know, man. Sometimes you got to ride. And here's the thing: Herbert didn't have a bad game.
No,
but there's also Herbert does not have a Tyreek Hill.
No.
So, if Herbert loses Eckler, that's a pass right there because he passes to Eckler all the time.
Jumps off.
So. I mean, he has Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Mike Williams usually sucks dick. He's on my team. He blows. So I'll tell you this. The Tyreek factor, man. That's what I'm thinking.
Tyreek factor.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick rundown.
Anyways,
next week.
Battle between you two, Johnny.
Yep. Thank you. Sorry, Mike. I got that win by only
next week
a point. Next week, I got Jennifer. We're gonna do a little Bears Packers blowout where I hopefully win.
All right. Well,
Not super
I'll be
confident.
rooting for the Bears in that
Then-
matchup then.
Then the Battle of the CrossFits. You and Brendan.
We're both 1-1, but
1-1.
after next week, one of us will be 1-2 or one. I don't fucking what my
1-2.
my drinking math is off. Somebody will be 2-0 and other will be 1-1.
Matt, are you going to continue losing streak and not show up to the podcast? Because you definitely are going 2 or 0
I
and 2.
100% think David's going to win this next battle, and Matt is going to start the season 0-2. And if he was on here, he would already be complaining about it, and
God.
probably so mad.
Good. Then we got Lindley versus Mike. That should be a throwdown. Projected really close to each
Wow,
other.
projected are right on the nose with each other for that one, within half a point.
And Justin and Clay to finish us out. Well, we've already ran far over our time. I'm so glad to
Hopefully,
be back,
you recorded
folks.
it successfully.
Yeah. Oh shit. Just kidding. I love you guys. Happy October Fools. I don't know.
Happy fantasy football
Happy
season.
fantasy football. All right, everybody. We're out. Take care.
Love you.
Remember to set your lineups. It's already coming really quick. Just like me. Bye.